I wouldn't recommend this if it wasn't fun. But it is fun, and so here we go. I am definitely recommending Fida Puti Samurai. I don't know what Fida Puti stands for because I played the game for about 10 hours and I wasn't able to find out. The world is definitely falling apart outside, but Fida Puti Samurai, this coder and his girlfriend, escapes into VR for some downtime. Of course, things don't stay cozy for long. A bug in a basement spawns a portal to a new world full of waifus, etchy, and plenty of danger. Not to mention some random, repetitive AI generated levels that at some point they all kind of look the same. That's basically your standing point. One foot in a cozy mountain retreat, and the other in a chaotic shooter where secrets, items, and odd little mini games pile up between each run. What I did like, even though a bit on a repetitive side, was the stuff that you can find each and every single time you took the level from scratch. Like, there's so much to explore, even though some of those corridors and levels kind of feel the same. The game has its own neat structure, which kind of, stands apart from the rest. The story unfolds through messages on the in-game PC, in your bedroom, basically, and collectibles you get to unlock. So you better watch out for that. The action never really pauses, I guess, in the crazy shooty world or in your bedroom. It kind of keeps things alive while you also making your partner look just a little more suspicious every time you fail or succeed. No spoilers here, but it's fun. Like, you gotta play it just to see it. Gunplay, because that's the name of the game. You're shooting stuff. Gunplay is where Fida Puti Samurai kind of shines when it doesn't lag. I don't know what's up with that. It's supposed to give me like 300 frames, which most of the times I guess it does, but they were some glitches which you see in the recording. My frames were like all over the place. The shooting does shine when it goes well. The arsenal starts off basic, but quickly ramps up with some creative weapons. And if you're lucky, only if you're lucky, you can stumble across powerful gear early by sniffing out secrets like you see here. That gun kind of sucks. But yeah, like, you search for every single crevice and you're gonna find pretty awesome guns. The downside is that even though you find them, you're probably not going to have enough ammo for them. And once you restart the level, the guns don't stick. You got to start searching all over again. Which I guess that keeps things interesting and on its feet, or just tedious and boring. It depends on how you see it. The ever-chasing green wall of death, yeah, that's sort of like a circle in battle royales. If it catches you, it sends you back to the real world. It keeps the pressure on. You don't really have infinite amount of time either to look around or to kill bad guys. And instead of feeling, unfair, that circle keeps closing in, it actually adds focus and urgency to every run, which takes the boredom away and, shines upon the action. Shops and loot spots along the way keep the pace from being all just stress, and those save boxes are absolutely lifesavers, and unless you forget to use them, which in the cluster of all the items that you see on screen, sometimes you go by them and you're not gonna. But yeah, you know how it is. You just gotta pay attention. So what's the catch? This is a 10 out of 10? Well, I wouldn't say 10 out of 10. I'd say an 8.5 out of 10. Level design, like I mentioned, a bit of a repetition. Each world is split into stages leading up to a boss. Sometimes you will die before reaching the boss. It happened to me also. But once you figure out the optimal routes, because there's like a pattern to these worlds, the repetition really sets in. The procedural element mostly just shuffles the order of stages rather than reinventing them. You're getting them shuffled, but there's not much shuffling to the point where they all look kind of the same. So grinding can start to feel like routine after about 2 hours. And yeah, I put almost 10 hours into this, and I can tell you that I'm done with this video game. I am very done with it. But hey, like for the money, like 10 hours, that's pretty cool. It doesn't kill the fun. It doesn't, but it definitely keeps the game from hitting that next level of replayability, which after a couple of hours, replayability starts to dull down. It's almost $10 or euros, whatever, and you're getting a stylish, etchy flavor boomer shooter, that's a mouthful, with solid gameplay and quirky sense of humor. It really does have a quirky sense of humor, and enough waifus, but not in a creepy, sexy way, more in a fun, laid-back type of way, to keep things spicy. I would not recommend this if you're here for the gooning. If you want the gooning, there's other video games out there like Stellar Blade. If you want a goon, you can 100% goon elsewhere. This is not a gooning video game. This is a fun, laid-back type of etchy shooter, and I appreciate it. You know, less gooning, more fun. You know, it doesn't bring the genre back, and it doesn't reinvent anything, but it definitely craves out its own weird little corner. If you're in the mood for guns, which that sounds crazy, unless you're from Texas, chaos and cheeky VR trip gone wrong, Fida Puti Samurai, whatever that means, I think it's actually worth the ride.